This game is Super Ghouls'n Ghosts, and I'm gonna heavily talk about this game while I talk about other things as well. So, Yugioh related things while the intro was playing. I haven't made a video in a long time. Why is that? I don't know. Why Test in London happened. I made day 2, went to a regional, came 5th place. That was fun. Had a rolling issue with one of the head judges. That was very, very awkward for me because the judge basically said, Armades is terrible, don't play it. What I mean by that is basically I made Armades and I attacked her face down with clips and wiper, and my opponent says, what an effect, and I say, no. Armades denies it. And then my opponent says, may I check with a judge, and I say, yes, that is fine. Because, obviously he's not knowing how the game works too well. Which is fine, like the judge will hopefully inform him, but he didn't. The judge, the head judge, came by and said, oh, this is how it works, you know. Damage is dealt, and then that's the damage step over, and then the monsters go to the grave. And I'm like, it doesn't work like that. And the head judge, like I have a small discussion with the head judge about like how the damage step works, and he says, I don't think it works like that, mate, and walks away. And I'm like, wow, okay. That's wrong. That's so wrong. Anyway, I should probably talk about the weapon choices so far. So the weapon choices so far, well, you start off with a basic lance that you have 2 armor on screen, which is okay, but it's not the greatest. The magic is pretty okay because it kills the red armors, which is good. You need that to happen. This weapon is the crossbow. Right now it's the powered up crossbow, so it has homing missiles, homing bolts which deal 6 damage each, which I don't even know why I'm saying that, it doesn't matter, it just kills things sometimes. Okay, the weapon I'm using now is the torch. It has a useless trajectory, which you can see, and it burns everything on the ground. It deals 2 damage per frame, which is an insanely powerful thing. I think I've killed the boss of this stage in just like seconds, because as he's swooping down to, like, before his hitbox becomes attackable, like, I fire the torch and it just burns him for an insane amount and then he just dies. So the weapon I have at the moment is the dagger, and it's powered up and it just shoots as many daggers through the screen and off the screen as I want, which is insane. Like, this is the weapon that speedrunners use to complete this game, and this is the weapon I use to complete this game because it is just the best weapon. Like, that's it. So, enough about the weapon choices. I haven't jumped there for that in ages. Oh man. Okay, so I got hit there because I'm not used to making that jump. I make a different jump. I think about going back, but then I did not to. Which I probably should have. I think that was actually armor in that chest. I don't remember. I wasn't counting. There should be another one of those scully flyby things there, but whatever. So we're going to fight the boss, and it's going to be a bit quick. It's actually going to be a bit slow. And you might be like, whoa, what do you mean slow? And I mean, the boss would be dead now if I was playing on my PlayStation Vita, or I was just actually speedrunning this. So, while the boss is dying, I'm going to explain why I haven't made a video in a very long time. Okay, so I haven't made a video in a long time, and that's basically because I've been creatively not caring and I didn't want to. Which is a bit awkward, really. I wasn't prepared to make a bunch of meta videos because I know that's not what people want to see. I wasn't prepared to make a bunch of stupid videos because that's not what I wanted to do. The weapon I just passed up was the axe, by the way. It's actually really terrible. It fires in a circular forward motion. I know that is like it spins around but moves forward. And then the upgraded one, it's just so hard to aim, it's ridiculous, and you shouldn't just... You just die before you get to use it, basically. It's awful. So anyway, back to the yugioh video making. I basically just didn't have the effort and I didn't care enough about making it, to the point where I just haven't in a long time. You know? That's basically what's just happened, and that's why I haven't made a video in so long, guys. So it's like, I'm sorry, but not really, but whatever. Kill the pink mimic ghost thing. Yeah, the hero's name is Arthur, and he has a real problem with this screen. But look at his face. It's just bugging out. That's crazy. If you didn't see it, go back a couple seconds, like, it was just there. It was just there, man. You had to see it to be there. It was pretty good. So, yeah. Now we're back and this is a video on my channel. I guess you can expect me to make more videos? Which is interesting, right? I'm gonna make a bunch of videos and I'm gonna make them all about like what I want to make them about, which will be silly things, good things, and any other time where I'm going to like a regional or something, I'll put it up and I'll be like, this is what I'm playing, and I won't play testing, and that's the point of these videos. The weapon on screen is actually the scythe, the worst weapon in the game. Probably. I almost got it then. Oh, you have no idea how close that was. Oh my goodness. Whew. Spooky. So yeah, like, I think that's about it for all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Just like, I haven't made videos in a long time because life's got in the way and I haven't been bothered enough to do it. And I'll probably go back to doing it, playing some silly stuff, playing some not so silly stuff. I really need to drink. So I need to like stop recording for a second and drink, but I'll do it like at the end of this stage. Because this is quite an auto-scroller and I really don't like them. Because they're so boring and slow. Like, this is the only time you'll probably see me go like under 3 minutes. Definitely under 2. But under 3 isn't. It's so weird for me to see. Anyway. So, I've got like, a couple of ideas of things I want to play around with. Like, I want to revisit Final Magma Chaos and the Heraldic Rulers I was playing with once. Because we're gonna get like a bunch of those stuff back. And I kinda wanna play the Lovecraft deck, but I don't entirely sure on how I want to build it. And so I want to do something with Sophia because someone I was talking to pointed out that a certain meta deck everyone knows and loves actually is 1 card away from making it. And I was looking at them and I was like, oh crap, you're right. So I was gonna like try and create something like that. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's Burning Abyss. Burning Abyss can make Sophia. Why? How? Excuse me, in this way, they can make Dante and Virgil easily in 1 turn. They could probably just make Malacoda as well in that 1 turn if they have the cards to do it. Which they probably will. What else is there? Oh, that's right. If you're playing the Shabbos, the LoL version of Burning Abyss, like, you can just play Shadow Fusion as well and ban Sophia in that 1 turn. Or you can just play Instant Fusion and have something silly like Sandwich. You know? And then that is Sophia, and that's insane. That's just so insane for me, at least. Oh man, you have no idea. It's pretty something, I'll say that. Firing dragons, yeah, the magic for each weapon is really funny, like, the dagger has a dragon that fires out, and it's pretty powerful. No, you won't see any others really. You might see the... Oh, that's right, okay. You'll see a couple others, I'll point them out when we get to them, but... I did this one a couple of days ago, and I just basically recorded it through the emulator, which has an option like that, and I was so amazed to find that out, and it's so good. Unfortunately, when I'm recording, I can't hear any of the music, but that's fine. Anyway, I'm gonna pause it here so I can grab a drink, and then I'll be back in a moment. So, now I'm back. What was I meant to talk about? Weapon magic? Weapon magic. Maybe? I don't remember. I really don't remember. It's been a while. So this is stage 3, this is actually my worst stage. The first part's okay, but the second half is very not okay. Crossbow in this is actually really terrible. And I activate this chest to show where it is, and also in case it's a shield, which I should know by now it isn't. But that's fine. That's fine, sometimes I just like to go for them anyway, and just hope. Because I know, like, this particular ROM has, like, some things out of whack. So the thing that you just saw happen there was I charged up the crossbow to release its magic, which is the chest finder. It reveals any hidden chests on screen, which is pretty useful actually, especially if you're trying to learn how to play this game. And learning how to play this game can take so long. Like, the first thing you need to do is you need to learn how to jump. You need to learn when to jump, how to jump, and when it's safe to commit to a jump. Because as you are jumping, you can't change direction. So, well, you can, but you can't. And what I mean by that is, for the first jump, for your normal jump, you're committed to an arc. And then you can face a different direction, mid-arc, and you can fire mid-arc jump. You can't land anywhere differently from where you are going to. Like, you can't force him to go a little bit further or a little bit behind or whatever. But you can, at the peak of your first jump, jump the other way. What I mean by that is you can face the other way and then jump. Which means you can also jump upwards and then that. Yeah, up and to the left. Which is really, really fine. And once you've mastered jumping, there's only one thing you need to learn how to do. Get gold armor and keep it. And then you can win the game. And that's important. What I mean by that is basically, when you finish this game, when you beat the 7th stage boss, your princess, Princess Prin, will come down to you and say, "Thank you for finding me, but you don't have the right weapon. Go back and get it." And they put you back at stage 1, and then they implement the right weapon, which is called the Goddess's Bracelet, and it appears in any chest which would have a weapon if, and only if, you have the gold armor on. No, I'm not kidding. That's really how you get it. And it's only available in the second loop of the game, because for some reason this game was like, oh, it's not hard enough, do it again. And it ramps up the difficulty, and the level has its art faster. Oh my god, this weapon's useless. Look at it circling. Even getting that chest, it's a magician. If I stopped there and actually shot the arrows, killed the one that was falling down, I could then go for safe strategies and then just do a bunch of things and just make it through there easily. It'd be great. But instead of doing that, I don't, and go back here so I can get another weapon and whatever. Yeah. So fortunately for me, I actually managed to get the dagger. My favourite weapon in the game, probably the best line, it's probably the weapon I'm best with. It's the speedrunner's choice, and it's my choice of weapon as well, because it's just so great. So you witnessed like my first death in this entire run, on the one stage that I have the most trouble with. I'm not kidding, I have the most trouble with this stage. It pretty much kills my runs all the time. I should call them bad luck towers. I'm kidding. It's a small little joke which I'll explain in stage 5. Probably not. I'll probably forget about it. Basically, watch out for when I talk about Bad Luck Flower, because it's basically a reference to Bad Luck Flower. That's all. That's all. So this stage is actually particularly difficult, because if you're trying to jump away from bats like I was doing a moment ago, sometimes you can land directly on a statue and there's nothing you can do because you're dedicated to that jumping arc, and it's just It's troublesome, and sometimes when you're trying to dodge a bat, you land on a different bat. It's awkward. Now, as you can see, like I'm doing safe strats, which is instead of jumping everywhere, it's walking. And then I go, oh, I actually want that chest, so I jump to get it. Knowing where it is actually difficult because the tower just looks the same. It's awful. It's awful. But yeah, it's pretty good. Like this, I had 3 deaths in this entire video, I think, which is fine. That chest there would have a weapon in. I might actually do an all-weapon run because I think it's fun. I was watching one of the speedrunners do it. Okay, so I waited there because there's always a troll that gets me in this tower, and that was the one that just fell off screen. And yeah, he normally gets me, but not today. Sometimes I expect him, and I'm like, I want this armor, I'm just gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. For some reason, like, the boss hasn't spawned yet. And that's fine. And of course, when we spawn the boss, the music that's playing that you're listening to right now is actually entitled Mongolian Death Worms its Third Cousin. No idea why. Just the soundtrack for this is pretty interesting and whatever. So I actually jump here because I'm used to jumping to have some extra hits on the boss, but for some reason, like, I actually got hit by one of his hitboxes and it threw me off because now I'm not entirely sure like what to do for a couple extra hits. I probably should have just charged my weapon and fired a dragon, but that's fine. This is more casual than if I was wanting just to speed through it. This is basically me just going, look at me, I can play this game. I could probably have jumped here and got him without being hit, but that's fine. So I took this. This is actually just one of his attacks. The second of his attack, he will fire those things either inwards to try and hit you, which is why I always duck, or outwards to the other side of the screen, and then they'll just fly across, which is fine. Stage 4, ooh. Stage 4 is basically like the halfway point for me. Like, I know if I get through this... Actually, if I get through stage 3, I basically won the loop, the game. Because this stage doesn't do too much problems for me. Okay, those blue axe ghosts are a big problem for me. Like, sometimes they really misbehave. Yeah, there was nothing I could do about this. This is death number 2. Because I realized that I can't get over to the other side, those spikes killing me. There's no way. There's just no way I can do that. So, was there a way I could have prevented that? No. I was always going to die because of that blue axe ghost. So I keep like looking to see if there's a better weapon, which there really isn't. I guess it's just like for me, for past me to go, hey future me, talk about the weapons. Just in case it's one that wasn't seen. Okay, so this one I should be able to kill. Oh, got him. Normally there's like a green fire from the ones in stage 1. But for some reason they're not there in this, which is very confusing for me, but I'm okay with it. And there's normally like one here as well, which is why I was firing, but I realized there wasn't one, because this one's pretty, brokes. Actually, it's pretty broken. I have no idea how. Anyway... what am I talking about? Oh, there's a hidden chest here. Right where that money bag is on screen is actually a chat, but the trick for it's in the walls need the chest maker magic. Another thing is, there's an interesting little fact about this stage, and its design. You're meant to be in the belly of the Hydra, you're like inside it. Okay, I don't need armor. I realized this. I realized I made that jump, and I probably shouldn't have double jumped because I was going to hit the spikes. But I don't need armor for the rest of this stage and the next bit, because this is basically end stage, and half of stage even. And then the next half is an auto-scroller, and it's not very interesting, but there's one thing I guess I have to point out to you. Oh, and then... Oh, he gets me, so I'm just like, I don't need armor. And that's a lot we don't want. So, yeah, that's that. So this is an auto-scroller, and this is going to reinforce the fact that you're inside the Hydra. The real thing is at the end of the level. What I mean by the real thing is both the Hydra and something I want to talk about. Now these gas jets I actually don't like. They're very annoying. They can often hurt me deeply, emotionally. I'm kidding. Sometimes they actually stay on for the entire length of the platform, and I don't know why, but they do sometimes, and it's very sad. Wow, I'm lucky I made that jump. How did I miss that? That was awful. It's not even a hard jump to miss. Okay, so that was some risky stuff because, yeah. I want to talk about health for a moment in this game. There isn't really any. There we go, it's done. I'm kidding. So the health is basically, you have armor, and you have no armor. If you are hit in your armor form, you lose all of your armor. Which is pretty sad, actually. But if you're hit in your underwear, when you're in your underwear, you die. You have 2 hits, and then you die. That is it. There's no in between. The only way you get more hits in a level is if you get hit in your armor, and then you get an armor upgrade. Okay, bear in mind that you're inside the belly, you're inside the Hydra. What is that thing that you've just entered? To go outside to fight the Hydra? Yeah, think about it. This is the Hydra, and you can actually kill the Hydra off the screen. If you have the powered up dagger, you can do it. I have very rarely ever died against the Hydra. Like, it's so tough for me to do it. And Greenhead was the last survivor, which is very strange. And yes, that's a beating heart in the background. Deal with it. Deal with it. And that was stage 4, the Hydra stage. And now stage 5 is actually my favourite in the entire game. You have no idea. Oh, Tri-Blade. Maybe I don't have the glitch in this one. That's interesting. I probably don't. That's fine. Okay, so there's a glitch in this game, which... what was that? Oh right, yeah, I remember. My game lagged out a little bit, so I jumped straight back to try and stop it from doing that. And I think I spawned Bad Luck Flower? I think I do. I don't know. Oh, right, yeah, I think I do, and then I get anti-ads. No, I don't. It's not this run. There's so many runs which I've had recorded just for things like that. Oh well. So Bad Luck Flower was that flower that wasn't spawned back when I made the first jump over. Like the first flower you find, one of the speedrunners, Kurashi, called it Bad Luck Flower because he would always accidentally spawn it when trying to get through this level, and it would always anti-air him when he would make a certain jump, which would be the jump to get over the first ice pit. Yeah, it would always just like hit him, and he'd just like, it would kill his run, and he'd be like, ugh, awful. Anyway, that's why it's called Bad Luck Flower. Kurashi just named it that because it was just bad luck for him. Which, aptly named, which is why I made the joke about the Bad Luck Towers. So, that was all of that. Anyway, I have gold armor, which is really good for me. Huh. These shield get so annoying because they slow everything down and it's just really, really awkward. But apart from them being awkward, like it's just you charge up your dragon here and you fire it away, kill the red armor, so you don't have to deal with him. But that's fine, that's fine. So here's the second half of this, which there's a really good glitch. If I had the crossbow as the first weapon, I would have taken it and just gone for it because I want to explain the glitch, and then I want to explain why the crossbow is so much better to have it with. So, we're going to kill off the fuzzy bear, and we're going to jump over and kill off the wolf, and then trigger the avalanche, and activate our magic, don't face the chest, fire the dragon, and jump. What this has done is our magic has been interrupted by the avalanche. Now this has made the game think that we haven't casted our magic. Like it hasn't finished casting, which basically says you're still in your invincibility frames. So we're invincible. Now why this is better with the crossbow, for some reason the crossbow gives you, like, it makes you super fast as well. Which I don't know why. It doesn't make sense. And if you actually use the crossbow magic and the avalanche pushes you into a weapon, it looks the screen in monochrome, and I don't know why that is. Anyway, that was stage 5. The boss got nothing on us because we didn't even get a nice catch. Ugh. The boss has nothing on us because, like, you know, we were invincible, and now we go on to stage 6. Stage 6 is one of the last parts of the game. It's like a half a level, actually. Now, there are like 3 red armors, they're meant to be 3 red armors in this entire stage, but there's only 2. Because the one that's just above me didn't spawn, and I have no idea why. Like, this ROM just doesn't let him be there, which I'm very thankful for because it means one less one to fight, because they're annoying and... oh, you have no idea. So I just like to spawn chests as I'm going through this. I'm charging up my magic because I know there's one more red armor here, which you just kill it off and then you just advance. Now, where the... we're past it now, it doesn't matter. Anyway, back down there was the two different coloured parts of the first ledge to walk on. If you go into the second colour, then the red armors just fly away, and you can get rid of them that way. This is Astaroto, and he's not that great a boss. You may be like, oh, look at him, he's shooting fire from his crotch, and whatever, and I'm like, yeah, he is. But he ain't so tough, I got my daggers. Got my daggers, got my gold arms, kill him off. So I was gonna fire a dragon, but for some reason just like, killed him off anyway. So we jump around, and that gets us to the final stage. Stage 7. Now this is only the first loop, so beware for that. Yeah, so good. This weapon can shoot falls, which normally you don't have the ability to do, but this is just so much better for like killing imps and stuff. The bird statues just have nothing on us anymore. Yeah, it's pretty funny actually, because there's nothing they can do. They're just dying to the lack of hits I can do apparently. There's meant to be one more red armor in this fight. In this stage, but he just doesn't exist. Does not exist. It's pretty weird. Like, this ROM's a bit broken, there are many things wrong with it, but I'm okay with that. Oh, that's right, I fire it to show that you're meant to... Nope. I don't even know I fire it, because I think he's there probably, but he isn't. It's fine. So we get our dragon back for this, because this is how you really just fly through this bit. You just fire your dragon, shoot rapidly, he's dead, and then you go through. No, I don't show what the chest is, okay, that's fine. There's a chest, which you're meant to get, which will give you the goddess bracelet at the end, but it's fine. Now, as you're aware, like from stage 2, I can jump over those, but for some reason, I have trouble jumping over the first one, but not the second? I don't get it. I don't get it either. So we climb up the ladder, try and avoid them. The ghosts are bad. Ghosts are so weird. Like, they're one of my least favourite enemies. I think the bats I hate more than anything else. And this is the final boss for Loop 1. It's Astaroto again! Oh, I'm kidding. It is Astaroto again, but he's not the final boss. So he's dead, which was good. And along comes his older brother, Neveroth. He's basically a powered up version, but his moves are so much more readable and easier to play against. So it's like, I don't mind taking like one hit against Astaroto as long as I can kill him. But Neveroth, I just don't have a problem with. Like, I know he has this giant laser beam which you can duck under or be down there. This fire which it's set to where it will be. And bam! That's Loop 1 done. That is it. That's just loop 1. Easy, right? Anyway, this is Princess Prince saying that thanks Guy, thanks Arthur for coming to rescue me, but you can't beat Sardius, the Stage 8 boss, without, like, the Goddess's Bracelet. You need it, man, go back and get it. And then it puts you back into Stage 1, but everything's, like, much tougher, it's all, you know, there's a harder difficulty, there's, a lot, actually. Harder difficulty, which means everything's faster and more range, like all the fire from the enemies is longer, and the level hazards are faster, and it's a harder difficulty. So if you're playing on beginner, you're now playing like on normal, which is a big step up, believe me. I was playing on normal because it was more casual, so I guess I'm playing on expert when I go back into this, which is actually still fine. Like, there's no way this game gets easier, it just gets tougher the more you play it. So, back to loop 1, no, back to stage 1, and I just say goodbye guys, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, like, favorite, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, I'll see you all in the next video, goodbye.